Itch me, sunshine.
Gotta catch up. I hear the Big Mom arc is gonna be ending soon.
Yeah, Whole Cake Island is crazy. Explore the water gardens.
Yeah, where I stopped at in One Piece, I think I've told you before, is right after Luffy finds out that Sanji left and is like, well, we don't know what happened, so we just have to ask him. Proceed to Cake Island.
Just like, yeah, let's go. It's like, Luffy, you idiot.
That's not great.
There's like this pain coming from, because I haven't used a Wii controller in so long. There's like a pain coming from.
Boss fight? Mini boss. Oh, he was moving though.
Truck it. In front of him.
Doing way more damage though. Dude, what if you could use that to dodge the hammer? Yeah. 70,000, making that money.
Now I can afford stuff. Why they do this? I still don't like that.
I just heard something creak.
Yeah, where I heard it too. But I don't see an enemy count thing, so this is nobody here. Or at least they are.
Hiding in the shadows. Oh, there they are.
Is that?
Actually, no, that might be the master. Nope, that's not.
Oh dang! I thought the same thing. That's why I didn't attack.
Yeah, the way the one guy, the Katsukara, I think they're called. The way he looks like the master a little bit.
They're doing double attacks. Word, yeah. I thought I saw the same thing when I thought I saw the Rey Mysterio pants and I was like, master. Dispatch these. That's dope. That's like old school. Kind of reminds me of remember Sengoku Bazaar? There was the part where it was like the flooding of Ueda Castle.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you had to actively like flood parts of your own castle to kill off enemies. I still need to watch Sengoku Bazaar. I still never seen
it. Yeah, Sengoku Zara is very entertaining. Also, the intro is like a giant dance sequence, which is wonderful.
Yeah.
Most of the outro.
Yeah,
Here's the intro.
I remember that. I've only because I always watch the first episode and then I don't watch anything else. It's just with Johnny Young Bosch's character. I forgot what his name. Who was he supposed to be?
I actually didn't watch it, Dub, so I'm not sure.
I think it's supposed. I remember something. Yukimura Sanada. That's his name. Yukimura Sanada.
Okay.
He was a dude with the naginata. Or at least spears. He had like trident spears.
Yeah,
like
yeah, the two of them. He was
voiced by
red.
Johnny Young Bosch. He was he was all red with two ponytails. He had like a fro.
Got 5 in here. That could have been bad.
I don't know why it's not. Oh, he's following me.
Not letting you do it anymore.
Oh, because he's here. Shake it here. Shake it. Who else dares? Ha!
Careful now. You know what I'm surprised about? That they never tried to make a Samurai Jack game like this.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised by that too.
Because like playing this, we were talking about Samurai Jack ending, and I was thinking like this would have been a great Samurai Jack game. And these kind of mechanics, Samurai Jack.
Yeah, I remember thinking that while I was playing the first one. But then I thought to myself, like, there's too many guns in this game. Maybe if they had finished Samurai Jack earlier,
yeah.
Because the whole point where he got to the point where he uses guns actually like happened later on.
They could have made the first game, then the second game could have been that one. That would have been awesome. I mean, they could do it now and make it like 1 vs 100, Samurai Warriors-esque. I'd play it.
Yeah, I probably would too. Just because it's Samurai Jack. We need to play the Samurai Jack board game that you got.
We got to learn the rules first.
Yo, the rules were dumb complicated. They were just playing it with Lamar Odom. Why did I say Lamar Odom? Phil Lamar. And they were playing with Phil Lamar. Wasn't Lamar Odom the guy who was... I don't want to say it. Anyway, they were playing with Phil Lamar. And Phil Lamar was, he kept doing, like, the voice of Samurai Jack every once in a while and everything, which was pretty dope. Because they kept, like, nerding out every time he did. They were just like, ah! They were like, say such and such in Jack's voice. And he would say it, and they were like, ah! Nah, but, they did, like, a whole round, and I was like, was that the whole game? And there was like, no, that was just part of the game, but, like...
That was, like, round 1.
Word. And I'm like, so you gotta go through that, like, 3 times? Which might be fun.
Yeah, we gotta go through that. I gotta get around to finally painting Super Dungeon Explorer so we can play that. Gotta get some paint first, though.
Nice. Yeah, we talked to that one guy about the army painter thing, because he was saying, because remember you asked him, like, if there was, like, some kind of paint that you could get that came with a model or something like that, so that you weren't, like cheaper paint, so you weren't, wasting good paint. So that's the worst thing. I always see, like I grew up around a lot of rich kids, and a lot of times people assume that just because you have the best stuff means that you're going to get better faster. And it's like, that's not necessarily true. With some things, that's not necessarily true. Clearly with megaloboxing, I mean, nah, with painting is one of those things where it's like, no, don't get the most expensive paints and paint brushes and all that stuff. Get good at painting.
Yeah, that's why all the paint I have is all the like 99-cent bottle stuff and $2 bottle stuff. So I'm gonna use those, learn the process, and then once I get better, use the better paint. Also, if I can do like high quality, it depends what I'm doing. If I can do like high quality paint jobs with like low level paint, when I do get high level paint, it'll be phenomenal.
Okay.
I also need to get more shelves so I can have room to put stuff up.
Ah! Yeah, shoot the back of your friend.
Did he take any damage from that?
No.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Shooting his friend in the back, and he was just like messed up, dude. How you gonna shoot your friend? Yeah, this game is gonna be weird to play. And then Munchkin Quest or Super Dungeon Explorer, we can play even more with those painted and everything.
Yeah.
I might have to join that D&D game though with that one guy. I randomly gave I've been working Lyft lately. I gave this guy a ride and he just gave me a phone number. He's like, yeah, if you ever want to play, what's his name? I thought that guy was if you ever want to play
Scroll
D&D.
Invasion.
Ooh. If you ever want to play D&D, I was like, that guy was cool. Because I was just talking to him about like anime and stuff like that. We ended up talking, like, I only gave him a ride for like, what, 10 minutes? And we ended up talking about like a bunch of stuff that we did. wasn't even that strong. It's just like I hate the way that they still use a plunger. I'm still trying to get used to that.
Luckily for you, I think this is our last Wii game on the list of games to play that I can
or at
think
least
of.
the last Wii game that really tries to work on that gimmick. This was one of those gimmicky games with, like, the original one was a gimmicky game that was like, hey guys, you can swing this sword around. Ugh. Hey guys, you like Time Crisis? You can aim that. Because one of my biggest things growing up was I never played a lot of shooters. So I never played, you know, your Call of Duties, your Battlefields, your stuff like that. So when it came to playing Wii games, it was actually easier for me because I was like, oh, well. And then after playing the first Red Steel for so many years, once I finally did start playing I went back to arcades, like Time Crisis and all that. Like, yo, I'm so much better at this. And then that transferred to, as much as people would probably be like, that doesn't transfer to real weapons. It's like, I shot a real gun and I shot like all the freaking targets within 10 seconds, which is not crazy good, but for a person who's never picked up a gun before in their life, it's pretty decent. She's like, her dad was like, wow, you shot that. And I was like, yes. I didn't like holding a gun, though. I don't like having that much power in my hands. It was too much of a responsibility, because the first thought that came to my mind was...
Turn, right there.
This thing?
Turn some more. Other way. In the center, yeah.
Or no, I can run to it.
I thought it was completely blocked off. Oh, you can jump, okay.
Yeah, no, her dad was like, yeah, just be careful. And I was like, I know, because, you know, you're holding a gun, and it's like... You basically have the power to hurt a person, and that's not something I want to do. So I didn't like how it felt to hold one, because it's almost like holding a baby, only for the opposite reason. You know what I mean? Like you feel bad holding a baby. You feel weird holding a baby because you don't want to hurt the baby. You don't want anything to happen, and there's a level of anxiety that comes with that. But then it's like. All the way on the end? I thought I heard it. There we go. But when you're holding a gun, it's completely different. It's like a weird fear / power rush. And you're just like, yeah,
So I have a question for you. When that kid poured applesauce in your hair, and you had to like part the hallways to get to him, did you feel a sense of like power?
That was rage. That was uncontrollable. That was uncontrollable, undirectable. Just like my body was just filled with it. And I'm one of those big people that tends to like not do too much when it comes to hurting people. You've wrestled with me before, you know that. Like I'll stop to make sure you don't get hurt while we're wrestling. That's usually why Obscura wins. Obscura wins. But like in moments where I get really angry, like. Ask Winter Soldier. There was one time he accidentally punched me in the face. He was afraid to come near me for an hour.
Now, was it really an accident?
No. He says it was an accident, but I'm like, I know good and damn well. Yeah. So I guess I'm... Actually, the funny thing was someone told me... I never really noticed it, because I watched Naruto, obviously, but somebody told me I'm basically like Choji with respect to how he is around his friends and how he doesn't want to fight them. And I'm like, kind of. And he was like, they try to say, like, you're also Choji. You want to fight? I know I'm fat, I don't need you to tell me that. I love when people say stuff like that. They're just like, yo, you fat. And it's just like, really? I didn't notice. He hasn't even... What? Is he bigger? Is he a bigger... No.
You just on the stairs walking all slow and menacing.
Oh! They're gonna be two at the same time. Dang. So while one is doing attacks...
This be a good test of your awareness. Oh, they can hurt each other though, which is helpful. Not much.
Can they though? Because he's hit him, but I didn't see his health go down.
It glowed like how it just did right there.
He attacked through his dude! They're not getting hurt by their own.
They keep grunting.
Ooh.
Times like this, if you had anime powers, you just get Zuka Tensho.
Bow! I know, right? Get to get tension through both of them. I was about to say, don't tell me each of those counted as because for a second it didn't look like it moved, like the number count, because I killed both of them. Or I was like, you tell me one was both of them together?
2 halves of the whole.
Right, that's stupid. Let's see what's in here.
There's a cloth, you gotta cut it.
Bullshit. I can shoot it up to her. Obviously, you don't know guns, Kyle. See? Enough. Ah! It's so dumb. It's like, only scissors beats paper. Yeah, Ryan tried to shoot the gun. It was funny. It took him a couple times to try to shoot the jugs. We were shooting these gallon jugs. That was around the same time. Remember, I told you he was trying to pet the cow because he never touched a cow before. And they didn't want to come down from the top from the. She's got a lot of land. Holy crap!
Oh, speaking of cows, the cowgirl from Goblin Slayer.
Wait.
The one who's always with them, the one who like has seen him without the mask. Without the helmet, and everyone was freaking out, and she was like, "Oh yeah, I guess he doesn't take his helmet off around you guys." I think her English dub voice actress is gonna be at Toricon.
Oh yeah,
yeah. That was one of the ones I remember. I told you I didn't remember everybody, but I remember some of their what's the names.
Yo.
So I think Ichigo's voice actor from Darling in the Franxx is gonna be there. There's a character named Ichigo in Darling in the Franxx.
I was about to say, like when you said Ichigo.
Oh, no, I would have straight said Johnny Youngbosh if it was Johnny Youngbosh. Or Johnny Youngbrock, for all you Pokemon fans.
Oh yeah, he did voice Brock.
I just intercepted this.
Have you heard any of his music? Because I know he has a band.
I know he has a band. I didn't know. I remember the guy. There was a guy from our school when he came to our school last. He came to Toricon one time, and dude did like a thing with him. I never heard of him. It's too much of a hassle to try to go back to what's his name to try to like get new powers. So I guess I just have to go with the powers I have and make some money.
And then when it finally brings you around to another one, you just do it all at once. It'd be funny. Your next upgrade costs like a good like 150,000. So it just so happens you have enough for one upgrade.
I know, right? Like, why did the jump in price? What game was that? Someone was telling me there was a game where, like, it punishes you for doing this, like, running around and getting money because it scales to how much, like, the price is going to be a certain amount, but if you are, like, one of those people who just sits there breaking a potted plant over and over and over and running out of the room, running back in, waiting for it to respawn and everything, like, it punishes you by being like, yo, so, hey, this scales up now, so we know you have, like, a certain amount of money in the bank. So now, you have, this thing is going to be like twice as much. Because we know you want it and we know you can pay for this. It's just like, yo.
I remember,
why would you do that?
I think that, in Tokyo Mirage Sessions, there's, normal enemies, rare enemies, and savage enemies. Savage enemies are like those extra beefy, almost as hard, if not as hard as the boss type enemy. And they scale to your level. So you can be in like a level 15 area at level 30, and the savage enemies will scale to like 30 to 40. So I found that out the hard way. It was not fun. So I had to farm this rare enemy for the item it drops to make some new weapons. And I ran into a savage enemy. And I figure, I'll fight it and see how it goes. I'm level 40. The area I was in was a level 20 area. And they were all level 45. 41 to 45.
So you're attacking and guarding from the wrong person.
That was a problem.
That sucks.
I survived the fight. I had to use all my special moves and special sessions and everything.
Oh yeah, the sessions. I always forget when people say sessions.
The bridge to the tower is up.
I've seen the guys.
But where are all the Kusagari families?
Come to the Tower Dojo, young protector.
Still have this. Four.
Break some boxes.
Nine bullets. I basically had a job singing for my niece, singing Baby Shark, because I adapted the song to our family. So it was I'd sing her Kenzie's sister's names and
I hear creaking. Who is creeping?
the Wheezy
Hey, you
Wheeze.
found another one.
The Wheezy Wheaties.
It's gone to the ether.
We can get it back. One of the first days me and Obscura ever hung out, he came up with a rap that was amazing. That's how I knew we'd be brothers. But we can't remember it. Like, at all. We can't, like, neither of us can remember it at all. We just remember we were in the cereal aisle. It was called Wheezy Wheaties.
I remember why
And it was good.
we came up with it.
Huh?
I remember why we came up with it. I just don't remember
Why'd
the
we
rap
come up with
itself.
it? Oh, because we were like, what if he was on a Wheaties box?
Yeah, 'cause we were saying how like everyone, all the rappers and stuff now, they have like drinks and shoes and all that other stuff. We haven't heard anything from Lil Wayne, so I was like, what if he had a cereal?
The funny thing is, we said that before Rap Chips came out. So Rap Chips basically stole that from. They incepted the idea, only instead of incepting it in, they stole it from my mind.
I mean, who hasn't stolen from your mind though?
I know, right? That entire show, Hero Tales, was based off of the idea that I had. That I've had since I was a freaking kid. And all of a sudden, you kind of find out, oh, someone else made it, and it's just like, fucking. I have a couple ideas that I'd like to do for clothes, and I don't know how people are going to take it, but I'm probably going to try to get my cousin's wife, he just married, she can make clothes, so I might have to get her to help me.
Are you gonna try to take it global?
I'll have to share it with you.
What's your brand gonna be named?
I feel like if I were to give away a name,
yeah,
or
that
anything,
is true.
I'd be giving away like what it kind of is. I
Have
actually
you,
just
do you
thought
have
of
any?
one.
Okay.
I actually just thought of a name.
You know what you could do? Once you get a lot of followers and stuff, fans and subscribers and whatnot,
Yeah, once that happens.
you can put your designs in the merch store. You can wear your own
No,
merch.
it's not like a design. It's like I don't want to go too much into it.
Well, I'm saying you can still like wear it yourself when you do like videos and stuff, and you can put it into the store.
Because I'm trying not to tell you what it is while like also being like it's weird. I do have ideas for designs. Like remember I wrote on Post-it notes. I was drawing up like different things. Like one of them was going to be like respect anime physics, because that's something we end up talking about a lot on And I feel like if we do start a podcast, we can talk about that a lot. It's just like the idea of anime physics and how, even though physics kind of works in their worlds, like it's kind of loosely based on ours, but there's also some like physics things that are always in anime that like a person can jump out of a second story building despite the fact that they have no powers and still make it. Which is like a normal person can do that, but like a normal person probably wouldn't be able to fight right.
Yeah, a normal person would feel it. Or like Black Star jumping off the school. Like, yoo-hoo! Crunch.
Black Star freaking flying to the... Well, he didn't fly. Technically, what he was doing is he was using the Feyblade Shadow scarf thing that he wears, and it was boosting him up to the freaking moon. If you haven't read... I'm just going to tell you... I'm not going to tell you anything that happens, but if you haven't read Soul Eater, you are missing out. Soul Eater is such a good freaking manga. It is. They should... Now, I will give them this. The Soul Eater thing that they did with the anime was the best filler I've ever seen. I love that fight with Black Star and the Kishi while Kid is charging up his
cannons,
like, full resonance. Like, yeah, word. That is like my favorite like filler in anything, because I normally don't watch filler, nor do I really like filler. Because people are always like, "Oh, the Bount arc was dope." I'm like, it was alright, but I don't normally watch filler.
The Bount arc is from Bleach, for those who don't know.
Yeah, the Bount arc was the arc that they tried to do in between the Eisen War and the End of the Soul Society. It was End of the Soul Society arc. Sorry, I said Ike.
Tongue twisters getting you?
Yeah, be like Taraji. Red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow
protectors, 84 families, hundreds of years.
Oh, she's gonna be in that movie with that guy. I guess he's supposed to.
They are dead, Protector.
Oh, he's
Men in every
Justin Hammer.
Yeah, Justin Hammer.
Now the funny thing is, he's always playing a racist person. Because wasn't he? No. Yes, he was the racist guy in Green Mile. Remember, he was the crazy guy.
It may be
Who was like evil and like he could affect Michael Clark Duncan because he was like so evil that Michael Clark Duncan can like feel it.
I think you will be its hand. Yes.
Like when they were executing that one guy.
I
And he
think
was like, "Woo! He's burning tonight. He's burning. I can smell it." And this time, third, like Michael Clark Duncan was like, "Yeah," like because he could feel it almost like, through the rat. Was I supposed to do something in that? I don't care.
Time for upgrades.
Ooh. Dang.
No new skills unlocked.
There's only
but
one.
Samurai sword stuff though.
It sucks you can't just unlock anything. You just gotta wait for him to give it to you. X go and give it to you.
Nothing here either.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Gonna get that next technique, or are you gonna save it?
I'll take it. I don't care. You have purchased a new hidden strike. Trigger shot. To trigger the shot, dodge, then press B. What? I thought it said dodge and press B. I'm so confused.
Maybe it's a close distance kind of thing.
I'm so confused.
Because it seems almost like you're moving forward.
Yeah.
So maybe
Well, that's what you do when you press A.
Yeah, so I'm saying maybe it's to close the distance.
Yeah, maybe. Why do you need to close the distance though when you're not down?
Maybe it does more damage when you're closer.
I don't know. Is that? I mean,
Some stuff is
guns
like
do
that.
an almost equal amount of damage.
I know some games, the closer you are, the more damage your range stuff does. Ooh, that's nice. I like that one.
That was weird though to do. It didn't feel right.
That's what she said.
I don't like it. It didn't feel right. That's how it's supposed to be. Yeah, that's why I knew a girl who said that about her. She doesn't like her feet being touched, and her boyfriend like
Name's
gave her
Songa.
sign.
I run an establishment in town.
He's just like, that's how it's supposed to. He said that to her like that, and she started cracking up laughing.
She's lucky he doesn't have a foot fetish.
I don't. Well, it's one of those things where, like, I don't think he does. I accidentally outed a friend of mine. I was trying to. I set him up with another friend of mine, and it was funny because I was joking about him having a foot fetish, and then he ruined it for himself because he was like, "Dude," and I'm like, "Oh, you actually have one? I didn't know. Like, why did you say anything? If you didn't want anybody to know, like, she thought I was kidding, and I thought I was kidding." And it's like, nope, I guess not.
Obviously, you bend reality to suit your needs.
Oh, that takes too long to freaking. Whoa!
That's
takes
some
way
damage.
too long.
There's 4 of them too.
Oh!
There's 4 of them.
Why are you looking at him? God dang!
Combos, man. Yeah, there you go.
I was hoping to get more with that. Ugh.
What hit you?
That one, the guy who ran up on me.
Oh.
And unfortunately, I was tracking on someone else, so I wasn't looking at him when I wanted to try to parry. But anyway, that one guy, he fucked me up, dude. He did like half damage with just that combo. It's like, yeah, dang! It seems peaceful, but it's about to get crazy the second, guys. We'll see you later. Peace.